beautiful people. It's another day, another dollar. We're entering the void, and this one's probably not going to be very long. I know it's been a minute, and I'm sure so many people are clamoring for another episode. But I think, like a lot of people, I just watched the Kevin Hart roast, and there's been a lot of discourse that I don't even give a like. I'm not in any way, shape, or form in that world to even say anything of value other than and like everyone else in the society. Tony Hinchcliffe. I mean, he's annoying as. But Shane Gillis is generally, I enjoy him and he's pretty funny. But like the roast was, dude, they were ridiculous. And of course, a lot of the discourse around it has basically been centered around like what everybody was saying because it was so like and offensive, which it really was. It was crazy the shit that they were saying, and they had poor Regina Hall, who's like what a saint of a woman. Like that girl was standing there poised and like correct, and just was like not giving them nothing. Good, we love you, Regina. I just need that on the record. We love Regina Hall. Everybody loves Regina Hall. It was really funny in the roast. Everybody was like, pass. Nobody was hitting Regina Hall. And then when she got on the stage, I was a little worried. I was like, is she gonna be kind of like lame or like whatever? And she ended up really nailing it. She was so funny. She did a bit about like Kevin's mom. I can't show any of it, or like I'm gonna show one little thing, and I'm gonna be praying to God that they don't come after me, because they like Netflix, apparently they have like just bots scanning for any time their shit gets shown. And maybe my little color grading weird will like help with that. We'll see. But anyway, again, I have been paying attention, like I'm sure many people who live on the internet have been, to like what this discourse has been and what people are saying. And I find it really interesting that everybody's leaving this one little tidbit out, and I want to get into that. That's really what I want to get into. So, we're gonna bring it up to Shane Gillis.
One sucks, but at least you can tell him apart from all the other blacks. Yeah, they told me to be racist, huh?
Oh, what? What was that? What did he just say?
Yeah, they told me to be racist, huh?
They told me to be. So, I guess technically I shouldn't say we don't know who they are, but I think it's pretty safe to say that it was the Netflix producers telling them to just like, hey guys, this is gonna be no holds barred. Kevin is like really stoked. I mean, Kevin Hart was a producer, and that if that man's not a fed, I don't know what the is, but I just thought it was really interesting because, of course, this whole week has just been this non-stop, just almost onslaught's not the right word, but it's been very centered around like what everyone is saying and like, oh, did they go too far? Because Pete Davidson made a joke about Charlie Kirk getting bopped in the neck, which I'm sure most people probably saw that and like knew what was going on. But yeah, I don't know. I I don't. I There's got to be something going on that I didn't see or didn't know about, where I was that they're covering up right. I mean, there's like so many fucking things. There's like, dude, the war in Iran is going to shit, and the UFO files don't mean anything, and like, I mean, they're literally like these people are literally trying to plan the apocalypse. So, I there's a lot of talk about like the Twilight language. I like people, like the great Kurt Metzger brings up all the time that like the ICE agents that shot those two people, the Peretti and Good was killed on 33rd Street, which of course, nothing weird about that. Always interesting how 33 is always somehow wrapped up into this nightmare. Shocker and Shocksville with Kabbalah. But and Kurt's assessment, which I kind of agree with, is that like that was the death of us having it pretty good. Like we've been having it pretty good for the last like 50 or 60 years, basically since like the 60s and 70s. And this was the official, like, it's been going down, and I was like, nope, this is the death of it. And I think I'd agree with that. And I think this and the Twilight language was a signal that they're basically like, we're kind of at that point where they're transitioning from it being like a nice, polite society, which I'm sure people would be making the argument that like Trump being the like kind of did that in 2016, but I would make an argument that you got to remember with these occult people, that's all reactionary. They're not like, they try to set up things, but they can't like create anything because it's not really in their nature. So like all they can do is latch on to things as like that have already come up, like organic movements and things like that. And so in this scenario, again, with like everything else going on, this is probably them like officially signaling that we're like out of the era of like, hey, we're trying to like be inclusive and like everything, and like, nah, we can go back to how it was. Everyone's just be racist as fuck. Which, great, that's gonna be awesome. That can't wait for that. No, oh my god, dude, oh my god, I think I just figured it out. Oh my god, in real time. Dude, it's more this fucking. I don't think it's gonna work necessarily because I don't know if anything these guys can do can actually work at this point. But definitely, it's always a classic. They only have like 2 games. It's always comes down to like, well, we got to start a civil war in some capacity, and this was all it was. It was like, okay, we got to get these people more divided. How do we do that? Well, what if we just like, we got this thing going on. What if we just tell these guys like, hey, just be more racist than you normally would be? And they're like, okay, Netflix told us we could be more racist. Sign me up, Cam. Which is crazy that they didn't see how that trap. Like, I almost don't understand how like fucking Shane Gillis, who like studies history, would like didn't see that this was like an obvious setup for something, some fucking dark wizardry that like what like that was it really worth it? Like, you guys turned down the Riyadh Comedy Festival because Saudi Arabia, and as again, Saudi Arabia fucking killed everybody associated with 9/11. Mohammed bin Salman rounded up and killed them all when he got into power. And you know what they tried to do? They tried to kill him at fucking Mandalay Bay. The Vegas shooting was because they tried to fucking kill Mohammed bin Salman, and he retaliated by killing fucking Khashoggi's nephew, uh, Jamal Khashoggi, I think, is the guy who got chopped up in Turkey. And listen, I'm not saying Saudi Arabia is a good guys or nothing. I mean, fucking fuck. Did you see that awful Anthony? No, you didn't. I'm the only one. This is so crazy. The awful Anthony Mackie movie. That's what I was getting at. That Desert Warrior movie. Okay, so I'm the only person who saw this fucking movie. The only person in existence who saw this fucking movie. It's so funny. Like, I saw the preview and I was like, oh, Anthony Mackie? I love Anthony Mackie. Desert fighting? I like desert fighting. Okay, Anthony Mackie fighting in the desert? Sounds great to me. I didn't know anything else about it. I wasn't going to do any research. I was like, it's going to be a B action movie at best. That's what I'm here for. And it ended up being like maybe a C or C plus, if I'm being honest. So that was a bit of a bummer. But then in the middle of the movie, I'm like, oh my god, this is Saudi Arabian propaganda? And then come to find out, it was like backed by Saudi Arabia. And it was just a fucking mess, and it was so bad, and it was like obviously painting Iran again. Like no one's the good guys here. We live on Satan planet. Who thinks that no one's the good guy? It's like it's like literally the lesser of two evils. If that's the reality we live in, how does that not? We live in hell. That's like literally hell. It's like, okay, which baron of hell do you want to follow? Do you want to follow the one who's gonna like fuck you to death and give you health care, or do you want to go with the one who's gonna fuck you to death and throw your carcass out in the street straight and not even try to wipe you up or nothing. Like, you are just like, it's like, what world are we living in that people think that we're in, like, either A, the good reality, and B, that we live in God's country. Like, this is a controversial. I talked to a guy. I mean, this isn't his subject. He actually does like really good history. Shouts out to my boy. I don't think I'm going to say his name because I don't think he wants to be associated with my conspiracy nonsense. Validly so. He's got real research to do, like real things. I'm just screaming into the void. But I brought this up. I brought this up to him, and he was like, "That sounds like pseudo history to me." And I was like, "I'm gonna look it up. You're just making assumptions." And then I did a modicum of research, and it's not as implausible as he made it sound. Regardless, so there's an idea that like America has been was misappropriated the name. The name actually came from like the Incans. Their god was Amuru, and Amuraka means the land of the plumed serpent, which again, all this shit is gnarly, but so fucking metal. The land of the plumed serpent, badass. Like, come on. Like, again, Jack, who we'll be catching up soon. I still need to edit that other episode because I'm a lazy piece of shit, and like, oh my god, my life got a little chaotic the the last several months. My life's always chaotic. That's just the way it is. But like the aesthetics for this shit, listen, that's kind of cool. It's like orthodoxy. I've been looking into like orthodoxy because I keep hearing people fucking talking about it, and my understanding was like orthodoxy was just like gayer Catholics. That's the way I always thought about it. And it turns out that I guess Catholicism is gayer orthodoxy. I don't fucking know. It all sounds stupid to me. Like apparently in orthodoxy, like it's all about like icons. Like they're really into fucking icons and shit. And I'm like, doesn't that on its face seem fucking weird? Like, and they base it off of like the like church history and like what was going on after like Jesus basically, and like they look at it as more of like that, which I'm like, I don't fucking. I feel like we're just getting way past like what the fuck actually mattered, which is like again, how the fuck are you treating the people around you? It doesn't matter. I'm going down a whole rabbit hole. I mean, that's what the void is. Anyway, yeah, like this whole thing. What I'm getting at here is that this was another op. Everything we're seeing now is a fucking the worst op ever run, and I can't believe these podcasters don't see how they're fucking like just roped in. Either they all got initiated into the like the butt fuck fraternity of stupid bullshit, or even worse, they fucking are just happy to finally be invited to the dance after they all just were exiled for so long. And now Brian Callen is the only one sitting outside of it going, "Why don't I have a seat at the table anymore?" It's like, buddy, you suck. But anyway, I think that's gonna be it. I don't think this is gonna be like a terribly long one. I just thought it was fucking crazy that first of all, of course, no one's fucking talking about it. That they literally told everybody like, hey, be racist. And it's like, how was no one picking up on that? They told them to be racist. That means that. So who did? Let's start there. Let's find out who the fuck. Like, has anyone? Why is no one asking us like, hey, who told you like to be racist? Like, that seems pretty fucking crazy that they just told you to be racist. Like, what? So, like, yeah. So I guess their thinking is like free speech. Everybody can get the smoke. It's like, yeah, man. Everyone can get the smoke. Why do we have to be fucking losers about it? Because everyone does the same. I mean, that's a roast. I mean, I'm not like the biggest comedy guy. I did not watch the Tom Brady roast, but I've watched a few roasts in my day. Um, Mostly like I think kind of the older ones that they would like air on Comedy Central like way later. But I've always thought they were like pretty alright. That's where I got sucking fucking Jeff Ross's stupid fucking mug everywhere. But this one was just like, dude, this is such an there's so much obvious bullshit going on. Like there's such a fucking obvious op, and I'm tired kinda of people not seeing the op. Like, dude, it's so odd. Well, I was just talking to a friend of mine, and you know, I don't, and it's so funny. We just talked about this, and I still just like don't take this into account. But like, I've obviously been into this weird dark. My dad describes it as like you're always on the dark web. You're like you live on the dark web, and I was like, yeah, that's where the shit's happening. What, you know, most people aren't living their life like learning about fucking Amaru and like and obscure pagan gods and shit, you know. Um and like the most people aren't into that, you know. And like my friend again, I hope this doesn't come off like I'm so I've studied the Bhagavad Gita, like not fucking. I was really into acid, so I started reading shit because I was listening to Duncan Trussell talk about it, and I learned that's where the fucking "I have become death, the destroyer of worlds" line came from. So I fucking, you know, so I read it, but um, we were talking about how just like this shit about how you know, like I don't appreciate the fact that because I got into this shit at such a young age, I started watching 9/11 videos at like 10, that like I stepped outside of the veil of reality so long ago that like I don't have any like hindrance to like societal norms in a lot of ways. Like I'll be honest, I'm still kind of weird about like I just don't really find it interesting or like want to talk about sex stuff that much. I'm just kind of like I guess conservative in that manner. Like that's not really like want to talk about all the time when people are like, oh yeah, like oh I did that. It's like well, I don't care. Like were they like where did they have? Did you guys have a cool conversation? Did you were they like fun to talk to? Did you like enjoy their company? Would you hang out with them again? Like those are things I'm just typically more interested in because it's like I think it says a lot more than like how good they were at fucking. Like being good at fucking just means that you were hopefully you didn't have anything gnarly happen to you and you were able to explore in a healthy relationship or something. But most of the time, that's not what it is. Most of the time, it's because you got horribly abused at an early age, and so you had to learn how to get good at it as like a defense mechanism. Like that's what a lot of not I don't know. That's been a lot of my experience, I should say. I don't fucking I can't speak for everybody. I think I have had a semi um, different reality to a lot of people. So maybe that's not most people's experience, but that's been a lot of my experience. And so like yeah, like again, people being like good at fucking or like being really into fucking, I'm like, what happened to you? Like, do you not you're not more interested in like what they're like how they were? Like do you like hanging out with them? Anyway, but yeah, I think again, I think that's it. To go on that tirade. Yeah, but we'll see how this turns out if I end up editing it or if I just let freedom ring. But yeah, I just was really baffled because I'm just like people even though people like know this shit, it's just like maybe I mean I maybe I wouldn't be any better, you know, maybe if I was getting offers from Hollywood to go do shit, I would like go do it even if I knew that it was like off. I might do, dude. Of course I would. Who am I kidding? I'm not. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm any better. I guess because I can tell you right now that the second that like um, a girl comes like calling, even if I'm like this is sketchy. If there's a chance, like even to this day, like that we could like I could like get with her or something, of course I'm still gonna do it because like yeah, even though I'm like weird talking about it, you know, and it's not like my main focus, like I definitely of course yeah well I'm a human, so like yeah I guess I'm not any better necessarily, but but yeah I just you know for people who denied going to the Riyadh Comedy Festival, I was kind of hoping they'd have more integrity, but you know, I guess it is what it is. But anyway, again, thanks for this short little snack for joining me, I should say, in this short little snack of Chris Enters the Void. I plan on doing another episode that's more. I don't know. I've only done like 3 episodes, so it's not like I fucking even know what I'm doing yet. I'm still figuring shit out. But I got one I definitely want to do that I've been obsessed with very soon about it's called the about this thing called the Dragon Court, which I'm very excited to talk about. It's to fucking to give you some a preview. I found it's of course our girl. We're gonna talk a lot about our girl Tracy Twyman. Love her, queen. R.I.P. But she worked with this fucker named Nicholas DeVere, and he was part of this thing called the Dragon Court. And he tickled my pickle, if you will. I should say it like that. What tickled my ear was him talking about the difference between the different types of vampirism, and how, like, oh, what you see in like Van Helsing and Underworld and all that in Blade is like martial vampirism, and that's ridiculous. We don't want to feed on you disgusting cattle. Like, we don't want to feed what real, like, he was basically saying real vampirism was we needed a good calf. We needed a good one of our own, and we would do really good deep dark rituals to sacrifice and drink their blood. Okay, we wouldn't just drink one of you disgusting commoners. And I was like, well, let's do a little deep dive into this fun little branch of reality. And yeah, it's gonna be sprawling might not be the right word, but if this was a bit of a rambling mess, which I'm assuming it's gonna be, that one is gonna be a bit of a rambling odyssey, I guess is the word that comes to mind. Anyway, have a beautiful day, my lovely people, and hopefully I'll be back soon.